Hey everyone, I'm glad you guys were able to hop on tonight. I see a few more hopping on as we speak. So, I am Megan. I live in just a little community of Ord, Nebraska. I'm a stylist for about 25 years, and we found activation when my daughter was sidelined with a back injury about 4 years ago. I was traveling state line to state line, and nothing was working. And so Jami was actually one of Claire's basketball coaches for her club ball. And they just said, "Hey, would you listen to what could possibly help Claire?" And I was all ears. And I thought, well, this is not going to hurt anything. So I agreed. I dove into a lot of the research, and I thought, I think we all need to be on this. So from there on, we used products for about 18 months as a family. And Jami and Shauna just kind of kept nudging me, like, we know you could help so many people. I have a passion for helping people. I like to have people feel good about themselves. And I just told them, yeah, you don't know who you're talking to. I'm busy in the community. I have my hands full. And something one day just set different at work. Every person that sat in my chair that day had an ailment. I had a few cancer diagnoses that day in my chair, just people that needed help. And so I haven't looked back since. I've been helping people now for about 2.5 years. I love doing what I'm doing. I love helping people, and the stories, I could write books about the stories, and that just makes my heart happy. Um, and then as far as the business side of things, and I know Abby's on, and that's my niece that's on the call right now with us. And things went just very unexpected. We lost my sister about 7 months ago. And that was really, I was able to be with the family, take a step back from work, and kind of be where I needed to be. And so that has just been like the biggest blessing as far as the business, not worried about financials, about the stress, and just really being able to be where I needed to be. So I love to have people feel good. I love the products. The products speak for themselves, but sometimes God drops things in your lap when you least expect it. And when he dropped this in my lap 4 years ago, I would never guess I would be in the position I am today. So always just have an open heart and an open mind of the other part of the story as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Megan. I know that that story is hard to tell each and every time I hear it in your voice, but I feel your heart, you guys. Why you are here today is to get a chance to really position yourself to do something bigger when it comes to your health and even if your life, if you choose to explore the whole story here. So I'm thankful for you guys taking some time here tonight to listen to this because I think, like Megan said, sometimes things just get dropped in your lap and you're not quite sure what it means or why you're here listening. But have an open heart, have open ears, open eyes to the information. And I encourage you to think bigger than beyond yourself. Who do you know that needs to hear this information? Because when you start to think about this, you guys, there are people that are struggling in a lot of areas of life, and some of them are quiet about it. They don't always tell us what their pain points are. So when you hear this story, think of who needs to hear this, that it might be a solution for a lot of different areas in their life. So um, quickly who I am. My name is Jamie Williams. I'm a busy mom. I'm coming straight to you from basketball practice and basketball games. I just sat down, told Megan I had my 11-year-old in charge of cooking supper right now. So we're going to see how that goes. But I have been passionate about this for the last 9 years when it was introduced to me. I formerly worked as an exercise specialist in cardiac and pulmonary rehab, and I loved my job. I loved my job because my mission was to help people get back onto the path of health. But I'll be honest, some people were too far gone for that to happen. And I watched chronic disease over and over and over and how it impacted people's joy in their life, how it limited them in the way that what they wanted to do with their time because they just physically couldn't do it. Depression when things happen, like your health is everything. And people sometimes don't realize that until they don't have it. Until something goes south, they don't realize the investment and how important your health truly is. So when this was brought to me, I was actually taking care of a patient at the time who had undergone open heart surgery at the age of 36. I knew nothing of his backstories, but what I found out was his doctors had introduced us to him. And another God nudge prompted them to get a physical just to get a baseline and see how the products were going to work for them. And in that appointment, he found a heart murmur that he did not know that he had. And it was so advanced, it required open heart surgery 6 weeks later. So there's the God wink taking care of him. And I didn't know that story, but what I saw was his recovery. And I had never seen somebody bounce back so fast. And I will tell you this, my family history is riddled with disease. My grandfather died at 38 from a heart attack. My dad's heart disease started at 40. We have cancer, diabetes, neurodegenerative issues, depression, anxiety, all of the things that lurk in my family. So when I say I am an advocate, I don't want to be another statistic of what my family's been through. And I certainly don't want to follow suit for a lot of the patients that I've had to take care of, because it is never too late to invest in your health. Be proactive, be preventative, and lots of different measures. But you guys are here tonight to hear another way to really take control of your health. So that's my backstory, but you guys are not here to learn about me. You're here to learn about what activation is, how this can serve you. So I'm going to cover tonight quickly just why your body needs it, what makes it stand out, like why it is unique, and how activation can create a lot more freedoms and choices and the easy ways for you to get started. So it all begins here. You guys are getting a chance to take a look at LifeVantage, who is the activation company. And if you have never heard of them, we're kind of the best kept secret, and we want to change that because we know what we have our hands on beyond just the products. The entire opportunity has been life-changing for people. So you're getting a front row seat to take a look at this and really understand what's in it for you. So I'm just going to set the tone, like who we are. LifeVantage is literally pioneering this new innovative technology called activation, which is where we work with your own biology to help it do what it was designed to do. Over time, those processes just slow down. So this is really working with your own biology to change that and power it back up. But this is where it started. Back in 2005, ABC Investigative Report aired a segment that went into the doors of our formulator of our flagship product, Protandim, that you're going to hear about here shortly. Long story short, what they discovered was basically coined as the fountain of youth. What this product could do and what it was proven to do is where our story really caught wind. So being featured in ABC Investigative Reporting was a huge breakthrough. It really changed the path of where LifeVantage has headed, and our story just continues to get better. And the other side of that, where people, what makes us stand out is being financially transparent, because you can see here, we've been at the headquarters of the NASDAQ. We're publicly traded. Our ticker name is LFEN. So people can look at what we're up to financially, see everything, the good, bad, and the ugly about our company. And that holds us to a higher standard than most any other company. So you have innovative technology paired with being a publicly traded company where we have over 100,000 consultants across the globe. So if you're from Nebraska, like many of us are, that's about the fan base in Memorial Stadium at a Husker game. So if you want to know if there's opportunity for people to take part of this because it's not saturated, there's massive opportunity because we're in multiple markets. But also, our CFO was moved into the CEO position and thankfully has positioned us as a debt-free company, which has allowed us to make really bold decisions when it comes to our compensation plan, when it comes to innovation for new products, and the science to back it. But when we can be recognized by massive organizations like Newsweek and Forbes, we're a $250 million company and we're growing. And the number of our revenue comes from primarily subscription orders, which I will tell you, that means we have high retention. That speaks for the products because they work, they solve problems, and people stay on them. That's a beautiful business model. Then you know Newsweek. Newsweek is a global platform that people around the world can learn and dive in about life sciences, about all kinds of things around the world. And we were featured there in 2024 for our innovation. So if people hadn't heard about activation prior to last year, they're starting to hear about it now. So being in these featured publications is a really, really big deal. And like I said, we were positioned financially debt-free, so we have lots of money in the bank that allows us to play big. And just in October, it became official. In November, we acquired the company LoveBiome, who is leading the way in the gut health sector. And gut health is a massive, massive market. and they brought over an incredible product that's been out for 3 years. And what we're seeing happen for people in their health is absolutely transformative. So that has been a beautiful partnership to bring in another company and another incredible product that's serving people in a really big way, and also along the lines of the activation piece. But you guys, we're right on trend with what people are looking for. And I'll be honest, I think we're way ahead of what people are looking for. Because if you look at the markets from the business standpoint, people are looking for a more holistic approach to their wellness, but they're really starting to understand anti-aging, cell health, longevity, and the gut health market. And look at these numbers. These are incredibly massive markets, but they're expected to grow by 14 billion in the next 10 years, and the gut market by 18 billion in the next 10 years. Billions, guys, billions. So what does that mean if you had a small fraction of that because you chose to take care of the people you love? That's a small portion of that, or it could be a large portion of that going back into your family because you're paying it forward with hearing this information. And because of this trend, you guys, it's rapidly growing because of the way of wellness. Like, people are looking for these different approaches, and combine that with consumer habits. More people are shopping online. We're right at the holiday time, right? I guarantee more people have been on their butts, on computers, on their phones, shopping than they have been walking through the doors. So we are right on trend with the way that the world is working, and we have products that matter. We have products that really solve problems. And I love our mission, because we're not just in the United States, we're in 19 countries and evolving, because we're really trying to make this activation piece go across the globe, where we're helping more people understand how to have a better, healthy path to wellness and having a vibrant life, and even being financially sound. So here's what I just want to quickly highlight, and we're going to definitely dive into this. A lot of people are familiar with supplementation. While that's good, it's old technology. It's like choosing a flip phone over a smartphone. It's like driving around with a bag phone versus having a smartphone. That's the difference in the technology. Supplementation is trying to add in or bridge the gap and give nutrients that are a temporary fix, where activation is really turning on pathways in your body that's creating long-term health effects and long-term function that works with your biology. It's not trying to fix, it's not trying to do it for you. It's trying to empower to work with you. So there's a difference in the approach with activation, but a lot of people are running to be part of this company because our products are so unique. We call our approach take it to make it, meaning you're taking these products to help your body make more of what it needs naturally. That's what people are drawn to. These are clean, natural, whole food-based ingredients that have a synergy and a patent behind them to turn on processes that your body already knows how to do. They've just slowed down over time. So when we look at our hero products here, we're just going to dive into a few tonight, but Protandim Nrf2 is going to help activate antioxidant enzymes. That's really powerful. P84 is going to help activate gut peptides. I know that's a buzzword, so pay attention here. Liquid collagen is going to activate your collagen production to support all tissues. And then our mind-body system is our natural GLP-1 activation system. Super, super smart and innovative products. But why is this important, and why are people listening or craving to listen more about what we have? It's because people need solutions. Because the honest to God truth is, people are not feeling great. And maybe you can relate to this. Maybe you're tired, even if you've had a good night's sleep, like you just have the brain fog. You're just not feeling energized like you once were. Maybe you're taking pharmaceuticals for any reason. Guys, while I'm thankful we have modern medicine, when we have to use pharmaceuticals, that's a sign that there's a dysfunction somewhere. And pharmaceuticals don't necessarily get to the root. They help to manage symptoms, and we're chasing symptoms often, but we're not really healing and fixing the problem and getting to the root. Maybe you feel inflamed, puffy, or you're just off. Like, people say, I've had my blood work done. It says it's normal, but I don't feel normal. I say this all the time. Normal is not optimal. We should not settle for normal. We should settle for feeling great and feeling optimal. That's what you want, is vitality. If you have brain fog, or you're reaching for those energy drinks or those snacks, and you're just having cravings and you don't seem to have the willpower, nothing seems to be working. You guys, something is telling you it's overwhelmed. Our bodies are not broken. It's just there's so much coming at us, and we live in such a hectic, chaotic world. It's hard to slow down, and it's overwhelming our body. So this is what I want you to understand. It's not all our fault. Our kids, ourselves, we are growing up in a different environment than our grandparents did. We have to be realistic about that. We have more chemicals introduced to our world than ever before in the air that we breathe and the personal care products that we use. When we talked about some of, the personal care products, basically lotions and potions covered in ingredients that are known hormone disruptors, things that wreak havoc on our body, but we don't think twice about what we're putting on it. Think of your skin as like a massive sponge. You soak up everything in 26 seconds. Those are all the chemicals that we're willingly putting on our body, but our food sources are not great. I could go on and on about this, but just understand, even when we try to do the things right, we eat, we sleep, we hydrate, we try to manage our stress, there are still factors around us that we don't have control over. And our bodies are not prepared to handle the toxic load that our environment provides. And this is a scary statistic. Being in healthcare, I would think that if what we're doing was working, we would not see this uptick. We would not see this trending upward in modern day, right? 1 in 2 adults in the United States live with at least one chronic disease. That's basically telling you there are many people living with multiple. And I will tell you, and when I worked in rehab, they're getting sicker quicker. Our patients were not 70 and 80. Our patients were starting to be 30s, 40s, 50s with chronic disease. Guys, that's happening far too soon. And a lot of it is our lifestyle choices, and a lot of it is our environment. But this is where I'm so thankful that this was introduced to me, because this has absolutely changed the course of health for so many people who chose to listen and take action with the information. So this is where activation steps in to really elevate your total body wellness. We're not just going for a specific area. We're looking at whole body wellness. So for the sake of tonight, we're going to dive deeper into 2 of them, which is Protandim and P84, because at its root, it's foundational for cellular health and gut health. And you're going to understand this. Look at the picture on the far right, the healthy body. In order to have a healthy functioning body, we have to rewind all the way back to where at its core, it all begins. At our foundation, and you guys have probably heard this a million times, the gut is the second brain of the body. So much of what happens in our overall health is triggered and communicated through signaling of the gut. So when we don't have a healthy environment there, we cannot expect good communication, because really what it looks like is the gut is the control center that sends a signal to the cells that tell it what work to perform. So that's an important channel right there. The cells then go on to do their job to create healthy tissues. And then the tissues go on to create healthy organs that create healthy systems that ultimately create a healthy human. Well, when we are unhealthy, there's a dysfunction somewhere in this chain of communication. I hope that makes sense. You have to have healthy gut signaling to trigger healthy cell, healthy tissue, healthy organ, healthy system, healthy human. That's where this steps in. P84 combined with Protandim Nrf2 is called our healthy edge stack. This is, and I'm a basketball coach too, if I didn't mention that. I love this analogy. This is your offense and defense, because in order to be a great team, you have to be able to perform both. And this is where we look at what P84 provides offensively. This is going to really help restore all that communication back at the root, back to the gut, and help keep your body strong and balanced. And then you introduce Protandim Nrf2, and that's your defense. This is what's going to help reduce the stress, the cellular stress that we're under attack from every single day. Life throws a lot at us, and this is going to help reduce that stress that causes damage. So I want to dive into this so you understand. This is where our story started. That ABC investigative report that I was talking about, it was featuring this product. So this has been on the market for a really long time, but the science behind it goes back decades. Okay, so what you want to understand about this is oxidative stress is cellular stress. That is cellular inflammation, which ultimately leads to sped up aging and increased disease. So oxidative stress is bad. When we talk about antioxidants, the role of antioxidants is to neutralize oxidative stress, to lower oxidative stress, but we just can't do it. We can't consume enough nutritionally or supplementally to combat the damage that we're under attack of all the time, all through every day. Protandim Nrf2 is a blend of 5 natural ingredients that work together, that have a synergy, which means they do something unique together to flip on a switch called Nrf2. Think about walking into your bedroom and you flip on that light switch, or you turn up that dimmer switch. You are turning this pathway back on. And what does that mean? It means you're helping your body make antioxidant enzymes at a much, much higher rate, and even boosting glutathione by 300%. That's one of your key master antioxidant enzymes. And Protandim Nrf2 naturally boosts your own glutathione by 300%. I just encourage you to get on Google Scholar, get on PubMed, and look up glutathione and see its role in overall health. It's crucial. Okay, so that would do a big favor to understand why it's important to have increased levels of oxidative stress. But this is what I want you to look at, because this made sense to me. If you've ever left a banana out, peeled it, cut an apple, left it out on the counter, what happens over the time? It oxidizes, it starts to brown. And that is essentially what's happening inside of our body. And when that happens inside of our body, this wheelhouse of disease and aging, age-related symptoms begins to set in. It just shows up differently for different people. But what I want you to understand is it affects everything. It affects every system. So lowering oxidative stress for everyone at every age would be hugely advantageous to protect your body for the long haul. Okay, so this is what I want you to understand. A good healthy cell looks like this, but one that's under attack that has a lot of cellular stress is one that's broken down, and it cannot function like it was designed to do, much like this apple. This makes a lot of sense. Which one would you prefer the inside of your body to look like? I think you know the answer to that. But when we talk about supplementation versus activation, this is what I mean. Nutritionally, it would take you 400 oranges a day, 500 cups of broccoli a day, 110 cups of blueberries a day, or 120 vitamin C tablets per day to equate to the antioxidant load that taking one pill of Protandim can do. That's profound. Apples to oranges. This is much, much more effective to activate your own enzymes that can go clean up that cellular stress. I want you to understand this graph here on the right. The numbers across the bottom is age, and oxidative stress is going vertically. This was in the 2005 ABC investigative report. What they found when people were turned on with Protandim Nrf2 is based on their blood work, they could not distinguish the 80-year-old's blood from the 20-year-old's blood because that oxidative stress level had come down so much. That's incredible. Now you look at that red bar without Protandim on board. This just makes sense. As we get older, what happens? Our body has more cellular stress, more cellular distress, which leads to decline, which leads to disease and age-related symptoms that nobody wants to deal with. So make it make sense for yourself. Lowering that level of oxidative stress would be hugely advantageous for you. But this is also what I love. And any medical providers that might be here, you want to understand that there's peer-reviewed published research behind it. PubMed.gov is the National Library of Medicine. It's incredibly difficult to get research published here. And we have over 30 journals on our product done by LSU, Ohio State, American Heart Association, our National Institute of Health, Washington State University. Look at all of these institutions. They funded their own study to prove what Protandim can do. And those studies are incredible. But at the end of the day, what you need to know that it does is reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And that is linked to everything I just showed you in that wheelhouse. So figure that out for yourself if that's important to you. Then we switch gears to the gut. When we start to talk about the gut, like I said, it's the second brain of the body, and it's one of the key players that helps to orchestrate, communicate, and connect all of your systems. Everything that happens in our body starts with some signal from the gut. Everything is interconnected. So you can imagine if there's some kind of barricade, there's some kind of dysfunction happening in our gut, there's not the proper chain of communication. I always think of construction zones. If you get funneled into a traffic jam, that's really what's happening inside of your body, and the function can't happen. Things can't move smoothly because there's a disconnection. And when we start to have that imbalance, you guys, we start to lose our edge. We start to feel the lack of sleep. Maybe we're moody. Maybe we just feel stressed out. We're gaining weight. We don't know why. We're starting to show skin aging issues. We're having irritations and swelling somewhere. Bloating is a big thing, and poor digestion, you guys. That's something that so many people have been more vocal about in recent times because I didn't understand how many of my friends struggle there because it's not something people talk about often. But this is why you want to learn about P84. It's our newest gut activator. It's a blend of 84 microbiome ingredients that do something incredibly powerful inside the body. I am not going to go through all of this ingredient list, but I want to show you this. 84 carefully selected ingredients that do something synergistically that turn on a process in your body. I know in my grocery store here, there's not even a way I could, in my community, I could not even purchase these things. And I know that people are not consuming this kind of color in their everyday diet. And a multivitamin does not count. That is not doing the job here. What you need to know is it's whole foods. There's lots of different blends, but we also have prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, and digestive enzymes, enzymes that help to break down your food so you can actually utilize it for energy and eliminate what you don't want. It's going to absolutely improve your gut function. But what's unique about this is the comprehensive approach, the way that it activates 14 different key gut peptides that repair, restore, and regenerate the entire gut from the opening to the end, to the output, right? There's all this that has to happen, and these gut peptides help to repair that gut lining and really help to restore that function. There is nothing on the market like this product, and that's what I love that LifeVantage always offers. And when you stack them together, you're getting massive overall benefits because they amplify one another. This to me is the non-negotiable because it could not be easier to protect your body. It's one pill a day and it's one drink a day. Rip the packages open. They look like this. I have them sitting right here. 2 little packets, mix in water, 1 little Protandim, and that's the most potent approach that you can do to empower your health, to protect it for the long haul. So that's the Healthy Edge Stack, you guys. But we are starting to have incredible feedback in the last month of people that have just gotten on this product. And I will tell you, most people are saying they have less bloat, they're sleeping better, they have better digestion, way more energy, feeling cognition, like feeling sharper. That's all great stuff. And everybody's getting older. So the fact that things are getting better as we're getting older is incredible. People need to understand that there's options. But I would be doing you a disservice if I did not highlight a little bit about the other key hero players, but we're not going to dive into those as in depth. But liquid collagen, one of my most favorite products, because what people don't understand about collagen is most people think it's vanity, hair, skin, and nails. And while that's great because everybody wants to look youthful and have a glow, it's so much more than that. Collagen is one of the most abundant proteins in your body, and it's what gives you structure. So when I start to think about my job in cardiac rehab, I think about your entire cardiovascular system, your heart as an organ, your vessels, your vascular system, everything, your eyes, your brain, your bones, your joints, everything requires collagen. And unfortunately, by the time we're in our 30s, it's already on the steady decline. And that's where people start to see it. They start to feel it. They have the aches and pains. They start to get fine lines and wrinkles. Maybe they have puffiness in their face, cellulite, nothing that anybody wants to deal with, right? So if we could slow down that process, how do we do that? Well, you use True Science Liquid Collagen because it increases collagen density by 100% in 8 weeks. And you can look at all these other statistics. You guys, it activates your pathway that helps your body produce its own collagen. That's incredible. And it actually slows down the degradation. So you're boosting production, you're supplementing some, and you're slowing down the breakdown. And then voila, look at what happens. When you can activate your body, activate these pathways, people are turning back the clock deep inside their cells. These are some of my friends here. The hands on the bottom, she has an autoimmune issue. You can see what's happening visibly. Sean in the middle, you can see he just looks more youthful. And 3 years later, you should see how good he looks. Betty, you look here. After 2 years, she's absolutely turned back the clock because of what she's doing deep inside. That's what's presenting itself to the outside. So if that's happening, imagine the power that's going on the inside. And then quickly, our mind-body system. GLP-1 is absolutely a buzzword in the market. People understand, but most people don't understand what this is and why it's different. GLP-1 is a hormone that's responsible for blood sugar regulation, digestion, hunger cues, satiety, also organ health. So it's an important hormone. And again, just like as we age, things start to slow down. This simple system, natural system, works with your body to turn on that GLP-1 hormone by 200%. That's incredible. And when paired with Protandim, it turns on 22 different genes that protect organ health. So it's bigger than weight loss. And then I know I have a lot of people here that love Axio. I'm an absolute fan of it. I'm having it right now. What Protandim Nrf2 does inside the body, Axio is designed to do specific to the brain. It's going to reduce inflammation in the brain so that people can have better cognition, better neurotransmitter production, having better focus, mood, clarity. It's that calm energy lift mentally without the crash. Because honestly, most people are not physically fatigued, they're mentally fatigued. So this is like something so nourishing that's going to give your brain a hug and help you feel fresh. But you guys, we are the activation company. So I want you to understand we do a lot more than the four that I just highlighted. So I'm just going to quickly show you. We have two other key Protandim products. Nrf1 is cellular energy. That's mitochondria. If you've ever heard of the book or listened to the book Get Good Energy, Dr. Casey Means talks about at the root of our health is the function of your mitochondria. We have an activator of that to help produce more cellular energy. And then NAD, again, a buzzword all across the market, and we've had this one for years, to naturally boost your NAD production, which is important. Hair care, Nrf2 hair care, skin care, this has been transformative for me. Other key products that help to support gut health, essential nutrients like vitamin D, omega, those are key ingredients. And then one of my favorites is daily wellness, because you guys, especially as we're entering sugar season, also known as the 6th season, daily wellness is going to be an immune support drink. I have my kids, they've been drinking this. It's been in their sippy cups since they were 2, helping to strengthen their little immune system so they're not down and out. And then we have Nrf2 activation for dogs for anybody that has furry friends. But I don't want to make it complicated. I want to touch on those things so that you understand if you're using other things in those areas, we have phenomenal products that maybe you could look to switch to, that you're going to get more of a benefit. But where would you start? After hearing all this information, where would you start? Guys, at the core, it's your cells in your gut. You would start with Protandim Nrf2, and if you're able to, add in P84 to really restore gut and cell health, and your overall health is going to be massively changed. But because of this, guys, because these products work, because people are feeling the changes and having transformations in their health, it's our stories and telling those stories that's changing so much more for so many other people. So that's where there's more to it. There's more to it because we understand that people are struggling in a lot of different areas. And like I said at the beginning, not everybody voices that. People might look like on the outside they have it all together, but on the inside, they're struggling. They're stressed out. They don't feel well. They have work-life imbalance. They're not fulfilled in what they're doing. They don't have energy. Whatever that might look like, we want to help alleviate those stressors because this is a real opportunity that provides a lot of real solutions. So you could look to be part of the movement. You could look to be a voice sharing your story and introducing people to things that could truly transform their health. And I want you to know, if you choose to be part of this, there's absolutely a way to earn and a way to grow. And I'm not going to dive into all of it, but I want people to understand, especially if you're in a service-based business, like Megan said, being in a salon, like just if you wanted to share with customers, maybe chiropractors that have clients or whatever kind of service-based business you have, you can build an incredible business just by helping the people you already serve and serving them in a deeper way, really helping to extend your reach to help them feel better. And by doing so, you could earn up to 40% commission just by gathering customers. And that's amazing. But sometimes there's people that speak up and say, well, I know people, my family needs it. And that leads into another, I know somebody else. I have a few family members that I could help. You guys, it's not about having an army of people by yourself. It's helping a few people help a few people. That suddenly turns into leading a movement, leading a massive team that's really out there serving people in a really big way. And that has been incredibly rewarding because I did not understand a business like this, but I will tell you, because I'm going to be flat out honest, there's a lot of people that say those things don't work. They do. When you're paired with the right company, with the right mission, with the right products, it does work. So I'm walking proof of it, and there's many people on here that are walking proof that it does work. But I want to show you this. When your health starts to change, people start to take notice. This is my picture. This is pre-activation. I had horrid skin. I have had horrid skin my entire life. I've been on everything over the counter, Accutane, everything that made me feel miserable, and nothing fixed my skin, especially during pregnancy. That's all the hyperpigmentation you can see, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to have skin like that because that's kind of your business card. And when you want to hide behind your skin, you can't, right? That's where you wear your confidence. It all changed for me when activation entered. Guys, I mean, you can just see it. And my friend here that lives, Shauna is the one that I took care of her husband. Look at this transformation over 9 years. This is what I want you to understand. If 2016 Shauna did not get introduced to this information, what does 2025 Shauna look like? Probably more stressed out, unhealthy. Like it changed the chapter in her story for the better. And that's what I want people to really understand. Like, you're not too far gone. You're not too old to invest in your health. It's worth it because your version of you today could be exponentially better, both financially and in your health in the next 9 years, just like me and Shauna and so many others. That's choosing to be part of the story. And you can see here, this is our beautiful team, just a portion of them that all have incredible stories. So I want you to understand, it's not just me, it's not just Shauna, it's not just Megan. There are people all over the place that are having stories with these products and with this business, and there's room for you. There's room for you to be part of this. So this is what I want to leave you with really on the business side is being publicly traded. We have an earnings claim disclosure that we can show you. And I love this because it's being transparent. Look at these foundational ranks that we help people get to often. This first one, Senior Consultant 1, many people get to it in their first 3 days or 30 days or first 3 months. That's on average earning $316 a month passively. So I don't know about you, but that at least pays for your product or whatever else you want $300 to go towards. Could be Christmas, could be a vacation, whatever that looks like. Managing Consultant 1 is $1,700 a month. I know in the Midwest, that's a mortgage payment. That's a massive car payment. Whatever that could look like for you, bringing in about 20,000 extra dollars a year, that's big in a side business, right? I know if I walked into the doors of my old boss, there's no way she'd go for a $20,000 increase in my wage. She'd tell me to hit the door running. Executive Consultant, which I've been blessed to be able to achieve, is $14,000 a month. You guys, small town girl. I say that just to tell you it's possible. So think about what that could do for your family. But what does it look like to get started? It's simple. Start your health journey. Be a product of the product and start to experience what activation can do for you because you're going to start to build your story. These are two of the most common packs of getting started. The Healthy Edge pack that comes with product that's discounted, but it also includes your business kit, which is your website, your app, and coupons, everything that you need to do to start a business. I know there's business owners on here, and I'm pretty sure they had to spend more than $250 to start their business. In the highest pack, $1,000. But there's different options, just know that. But these are the two most common ones that people begin with. And I want you to understand this. If activation, the journey of the business is not for you yet, the products are. The products are, because regardless of your age, regardless of your health condition, helping empower your body to create better health is for everyone. So foundationally, where you would start is Protandim Nrf2 or P84 if you're more geared toward health, or combine them. Start with the stack, maximize the benefits, get the most bang for your buck, and get started there. Just get started because you're going to have an incredible experience. And the longer you stick with it, the better your story gets. So here's what I want to leave you guys with tonight. Just choose what is the best start for you, whether that's the business, whether that's just a customer, and get back with the person that invited you here tonight to kind of talk through what your health goals are, because they can help you figure out the best starting point for not only what the products should be, also your price point to fit your budget. So you guys, I'm always thankful for the opportunity to share this because I know what it's done for me and I never take it lightly. The passion that I have to share this with other people because it's changed my life. And I know that there's people here that if they take this information and act on it, things will change. You guys, we are less than 30 days away from 2026. And I said this the other day, most people wait till January to make a change. Here's what I'm at. Don't be most people. Start today. Start today and start investing in yourself because you're worth it. Your health is worth it, and you'll be better starting your 2026 than you are today. So you guys, thank you for spending your time with me, and we'll be doing more of these. So we'll make sure we let you know about them. Good night, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.